Okay, now that all of you introverts have clicked on this video, you guys need to be careful. Being introverted will kill you in the long run, and either you change your personality to an extent or get swept away by life and watch everyone surpass you. The choice is yours. All right, so you need to learn to be extroverted, because in order to be successful, and one common trait I've noticed between all successful people is they're extroverted to some extent. And if you're not, you're damaging your own success. Fortune favours the bold. Aristotle, Slovak proverb, Virgil, I don't know who said that. But this was a big pill I had to swallow. I had to come to terms with this because as someone who's introverted myself, I knew I couldn't uphold that for a long period of time. Being extroverted plays a big role in just communicating, persuading, and just doing a lot of things, right? But when you study wealthy people, you study sportsmen, they have this aura around them, that kind of personality which draws people towards them. And that is kind of that extroverted trait that they have. See, the problem with when you're introverted is that it's hard for you to network and socialize within your given career. So for example, if I'm trying to pursue engineering, let's just say I want to pursue engineering. In order to get to the top of the top, you need to talk to people, you need to go to conferences, network with people, and get good connections in, and especially connecting with people who can boost you up your sales career and get you promoted. You need to know the higher ups, and in order to get along with the higher ups, you need to be able to persuade, talk, get to know the interests, and just be a well talkative person essentially. Not too talkative, but somewhere where you're more comfortable and likable. So when you're climbing to the top of any given industry, you need help from others. Number two, let's just say you get promoted to your given job, or you're starting your own business as an entrepreneur. There's one key thing you need to learn, which is leadership. Leadership in itself is an extroverted skill. Why? Because you need to essentially lead groups of people. You need to influence them and persuade them to see your vision and get them on board your ship and direction you're going, essentially. Furthermore, especially when you're a leader, you're gonna have to handle a lot of employee problems. Maybe it's personal problems, maybe it's just their work problems. You need to be able to confront these issues head on and discuss it by talking. And especially if someone's not performing and you need to fire their ass, right? If you're an introverted little bitch, how are you gonna go up to them and fire them, right? So you need to grab your balls and just talk to them and be like, yo, fuck off, you're fired. Now, obviously don't say it like that, but you get my point. We've got a very bad hair day today, so bear with me. Number three, extroverts take much more risks. In business, you need to take risks, calculate decisions, but they can be risky at times, and you just need to have the balls to actually take on those decisions. When you're playing it safe through life, through job, through entrepreneurship, bro, you ain't gonna get nowhere, let's be honest. Comfort is a killer, and I made a video about this earlier, but essentially you cannot be comfortable. You need to be out there being uncomfortable, just taking risks. So now there was a study in 2018 by Miriam Gilwonsky, and within these studies, essentially in a nutshell, I'm going to describe this in a nutshell. Over a lifetime, extroverts earned $500,000 more than introverts. So this is what I mean. When you're an introvert, you need to be careful. It can affect you financially long term. Now, you can't blame the system. This is just the way life goes. People are more attracted to people who just talk more, who are more persuasive, and who are more convincing, right? So what am I really saying? Am I saying just change your whole personality altogether? Just completely go from an introvert 180 to an extrovert? Now, I'm not saying this, right? You can still be introverted, but at times you need to switch into extroversion. Like for myself, for example, I'm very much an introverted person. But I know there are times in life where you just got to switch to being an extrovert and be a talkative person. Whether it's going to parties, whether it's going to networking events, whether it's just meeting new people. You need to just tell your brain just to switch 180. And it's not easy, it's hard, right? And it takes practice, essentially. Now, of course, I knew this quite young, and so it did take time. But right now, obviously I'm still learning, I'm still young, but it's not easy, guys, it's not easy. Oh, but Zayn, how do you become extroverted then? What do I do? I can't be introverted my whole life. Not to worry, I have a solution for you. The best way, and I believe this is by far none to the best, okay? I'm not sure if that's English or not, but the best way is getting a job in sales, all right? Sales job will make you and push you to be much more of a talkative person, more convincing, more persuasive. Why is this? One, Essentially, you're forced to talk to business owners, you're forced to talk to customers. When you're having that one-to-one interactions, you're putting yourself in an environment where you're forced to talk. And you can't hide away from these things, because in order to earn money, you need to talk to people. And that's the best way, just to force yourself out there, essentially. Now, of course, when you do your first couple sales call, talk to your first couple of customers, it's scary, it's nervous, you'll stutter. But what's the alternative? Now, of course, I can tell you to go gym, build up your body, build up your confidence. But that takes a long time, like 6 to 12 months to a year, 2-3 years, right? But the quickest way to become more extroverted is through sales. Now, a little statistic is that 75% of self-made billionaires, they all started from sales, right? And if it's a commission-based sales, even better, because now you're forced to freaking work. First, put the hard work in, you're forced to actually talk to people and actually graft and hustle, and it will grow you so much as a person and increase that personality of yours. I'll make another video later on explaining why sales is the best job, but we're just gonna keep on track for now. Number 2, you are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So what does this mean? Put yourself in a group of extroverts. Now, this is, like I said, it's still scary, right? But if you're full and surrounded by extroverts, you yourself are going to become that extrovert, the 5th or 6th extroverted person. Their kind of personality feeds off to you, essentially. So when you surround yourself with people who are more extroverted, who are just talking a lot and talking to everyone, you are going to do the same, because you're going to feel a bit odd. And so you're going to have to force yourself and push yourself to talk to more people to fit in that environment. And essentially it goes for everything. If you want to become a better fighter, you surround yourself with a lot of fighters. You want to become a better engineer, you surround yourself with engineers. Essentially, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend time with, right? But the opposite is also true. If you surround yourself with introverts, you're also going to be introverted. And so that introvert kind of feeds off each other, and you kind of surround yourself within this bubble. So you've got to be careful. Now, if you aren't willing to push yourself and put yourself in uncomfortable situations and talk to people in general and learn to sell, learn to communicate, learn to convince, learn to persuade, mate, good luck making any type of money, because when you get to the top, you need to network. It's just how it is. Yeah, you can make a couple $100,000 at the start, but if you're talking millions and millions and millions, this is from what I've seen, all right? Essentially, you got to be putting yourself out there, and it requires a skill of extrovertism. I don't know if that is that word, I have no clue. And there's no place for introverts. There's no place for guys hiding behind the computer, playing video games all day, thinking it's going to do anything for them. All the power of making money is out there in the real world. So stop hiding in your room and just grow a piece of balls and just talk, okay? You'll thank yourself in the long run, but if you don't, life will fly by and you're gonna regret it, and you wish you changed sooner. And you don't want that. Go out clubbing, essentially. That's a good way to get your extroverted skill. I'm not saying do this long term, but at the start, it's good to go a bit of clubbing and get that skill going, because you're surrounding yourself with people who are extroverted. Go to that house party, go to networking events, and you'll see yourself 2, 3, 4 months, you will change completely as a person, and you become a bit more extroverted. Learn to switch in and out of being an introvert and an extrovert, and it'll play a big role in your success. Taking action is key, and it is the hardest part. But the feeling of regret is even worse. All right, peace.